This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's number one show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sob like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, last night, I didn't get a chance to see the game yesterday. Not last night, yesterday. But I heard it was a stinker. I saw it was a stinker when I looked at the box score. And let me warn you, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be another rough game for the Knicks, I believe. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they're young, they're upstart, they play with energy, they can play some good defense, and they've been scoring the ball like crazy lately. This could be a rough one for the New York Knicks. I got the Queen Steph with us, and we're going to break this one down, ladies and gentlemen. Steph, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Sam. Hope everything is well with you and the fam. You're right. This is going to be a tough game for us, and it's going to give us an opportunity to see if yesterday was just a one-off.
Right.
You know, or if we, because I feel like we've turned the corner, but another dud today, and then here we go again, questioning whether we have.
Exactly. And see, the thing for me is Charlotte and Minnesota. I believe that both of these teams are tough matchups for us. Charlotte is a tough matchup for us. I know LaMelo Ball didn't play, but every time we play Charlotte, you know, I don't know what it is. We just don't match up well with that team. And I don't think we match up well with the Minnesota Timberwolves either. I think this is going to be a tough game for the Knicks tonight. The last time we played them, you know, we jumped out, I think, to a 17-point lead. We won that game, but of course, Anthony Edwards wasn't there. Karl Anthony Towns wasn't there.
Right.
D'Angelo Russell wasn't there. Those guys were depleted.
Right.
They're not depleted coming into tonight's game. Right. They're pretty much at full strength. You know, so we better be ready to play some basketball because these guys been scoring up a storm, averaging like 31 assists a game over the last 5 games or something like that. You know, so this is going to be a really good challenge for the Knicks. And then, of course, you got the whole thing between Anthony Edwards and R.J. Barrett, them two guys woofing a little bit.
Right.
It's going to be a tough game. Looking at tonight's injury report for the Knicks, of course, Solomon Hill, he's not with the team. Nerlens Noel, he's back out with a sore left knee. Cam Reddish, he won't be playing for a little while with a sprained right ankle. Derrick Rose is still recovering from surgery. Then you got Kemba Walker, who's questionable for tonight, but that doesn't mean he's not going to play. And then looking at this Minnesota Timberwolves, and then I want to get into Kemba Walker. Leandro Balmaro, he's in the G League, and then Jordan McLaughlin, he's in health and safety protocols. But speaking about Kemba Walker, if he plays tonight, where do you think Tom Thibodeau goes with it?
I think, Sam, he has to go. Yeah, this is a tough question. A part of me feels like he has to go back into the starting lineup. But then again, Derrick Rose is out. Right? He didn't want to play 3 small guards. Derrick Rose is out, so you can easily slide him into that second unit, if you want to. But I think he starts if he's back.
And I think he probably does as well, knowing, especially coming off of this game, right? If the Knicks had blown out Charlotte, then I don't know if Tom Thibodeau could start him if he came back tonight. But the Knicks lost. Kind of got blown out right from the beginning of the game. It opens the door to say, hey, it's pretty easy to go ahead and start Kemba Walker, even though, a lot of people might say, the Knicks were going good. Let's see how they go. I think it opens the door for the Knicks or for Tom Thibodeau to go ahead and start Kemba Walker after that loss with the Charlotte Hornets. But we'll see how that goes. That's going to be another question mark for the remainder of the season. As long as Kemba Walker is here, I think it's going to be a question mark. I guess the only way that question mark goes away is if Kemba Walker comes back, Tom Thibodeau starts him, and the Knicks play well. They play well, the question mark goes away.
Right.
And then, of course, when Cam Reddish is finally healthy, another question mark will arise in whose spot he takes on the floor. But for tonight, with Kemba Walker being questionable, we're assuming that we're going to have the same starting lineup for the New York Knicks. And if so, it's Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. And then for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's Patrick Beverley, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt, and Karl Anthony Towns. This is a tough lineup. I see
and Beasley off the bench too.
And Beasley off the bench. Right. This is a tough lineup right here in my opinion. I see two matchups that I think we should win. All the other matchups, it's going to be tough going. Let's start with Alec Burks and Patrick Beverley. What do you think about that matchup, Steph?
I think Burks should win that matchup. He has the size. He can shoot. Patrick Beverley is mostly a defender.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Burke should win that. But Burke has to be aggressive as well, and he has to hit his shots. I'm not sure. I think he had 6 points yesterday. I don't think he played incredibly well. Mm-hmm. We're going to need him tonight because we may not have the advantage at some of these other matchups.
Right. And see, the thing about this matchup is while Alec Burks, you would think, should win statistically, Patrick Beverley's job isn't to put up those kind of stats. His job is to be that a leader out there on the floor, which I think he does very well.
Right.
And you notice here, they brought in D'Angelo Russell to be the point guard, but because of Patrick Beverley's leadership skills, D'Angelo Russell was at the 2.
And he can shoot.
So that is, statistically, I think Alec Burks should win it, but Patrick Beverley is going to do for his team what he's supposed to do, which is be pesky, play defense, and lead the team.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, Evan Fournier and D'Angelo Russell. That's one. Look, there's nobody else out there for Evan Fournier to guard.
Right.
So he's got to guard D'Angelo.
Right.
I guess he could guard Patrick Beverley.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and matter of fact, maybe you want to do that because Beverley is not going to score or try to score.
Right. Yeah. So that's probably the likely defensive matchup is Evan Fournier guarding Patrick Beverley. Makes sense. So then we're talking about Alec Burks guarding D'Angelo Russell. Right. So if you're talking about Evan Fournier and Patrick Beverley, if you switch that around just a little bit, you would think, again, statistically, Evan Fournier should win that matchup. But Patrick Beverley is going to do what he does. And then if you got Alec Burks and D'Angelo Russell, how do you see that matchup? Because that's what I think probably happens.
Yeah. I could see it being a wash if Alec Burks is having one of those nights. If he's having one of those nights, I could see it being a wash. If he's not having one of those nights offensively, D'Angelo Russell could win this matchup. I do like Burke's size against him. Hopefully that'll give him some trouble. This is
no. Yeah, I know, man. That's what makes this game so tough.
Yeah, it can go either way. I'm going to say Burks. I'm going to say Burks makes it very difficult for him defensively and has one of those nights. And he's going to need to have it.
Definitely, because D'Angelo Russell is coming into this game averaging 18.6 points a game and 7 assists per game.
Wow.
Yeah. And, his last 5 games. He didn't play too well against Golden State, but maybe they didn't need him because I believe they blew Golden State out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the last 5 games, he's 27 points, 22 points, 18 points, 29 points, 7 against Golden State. And he's had 12 assists, 10 assists, 10 assists, 6 assists against Memphis, and then 12 assists against Golden State.
Wow.
He's shooting the ball well. Against OKC, he was 11 for 12 from the field. Against Houston, he shot 57% from the field. Against the Pelicans, he was 40% from the field. Against Memphis, he was 58% from the field. And from 3, against OKC, 80%. Against Houston, 55%. Against the Pelicans, 40%. Against Memphis, 54%. He's been shooting the ball. So Alec Burks is going to have to show out. He's not going to have any time to play around with this guy.
Right.
Yeah. And then you got R.J. Barrett and Anthony Edwards.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is the matchup right here. We know R.J. Barrett's been playing well over the last 2 weeks or whatever it is. Anthony Edwards, he's playing good basketball. So I think this matchup is going to be really good. The two have had words in the past. Yeah. What do you see about this matchup? Is he a tough guy? I guess Anthony Edwards is a tough guy for anyone to guard. But how tough is it for R.J. Barrett to guard Anthony Edwards?
I mean, what I think RJ has going for him is his size and weight as well, right? So I don't know. Anthony Edwards is not going to overpower him. So he has that going in his favor. He's definitely more athletic, than RJ. So RJ would have to use his strength and his length to try, to keep him out the key. Backdoor cuts, backdoor alley-oops, and things like that. He definitely is going to have to be focused on that end. And I'm wondering if he's that focused on that end, and he needs to be, is he at that point where he can also be effective, forget efficient, effective on the offensive end for us, because we're going to need him to be a good two-way player tonight.
Right. On the season, Anthony Edwards is averaging 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3.7 assists. That's on the season. He's a tough guy because he's athletic. He's got a quick first step. People thought that he wasn't going to be a good 3-point shooter coming into the league. He's shooting the ball well from 3 this season. Mm-hmm. He's also a playmaker, right? So while you have D'Angelo Russell out there who can make plays for other people, so can Anthony Edwards. Right? He's averaging about 4 assists per game. That it makes it tough because RJ Barrett's got to guard this guy. While he's also, he's athletic and he's shooting the ball better, he's also aggressive.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, he's the kind of guy who put his head down and, put his shoulder into your chest to get you out the way. So, RJ Barrett, I guess he dipped a little bit in the previous game. He had 18 yesterday. Still played a good basketball game. He's going to have to show up tonight, play very well.
Yeah. And the thing about it, I mean, Anthony Edwards has to guard RJ as well.
Right.
So it should be a good matchup. Anthony Edwards has just been doing it a bit longer than RJ, at least as far as this season is concerned. But I am really looking forward to this matchup.
Right. And RJ has a bit of a height matchup, advantage over Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is 6'4", 225 pounds. So, he's a solid 6'4". You know what I mean? RJ is 6'6", but 214 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so, he while he has the height advantage, he may not have the strength advantage over Anthony Edwards. I don't know.
So he may not be able to post him up and take advantage of his height.
Right. Exactly. He may not be able to. And Anthony Edwards can jump, so RJ doesn't jump that high. So even if he tried to post him up, I don't know if that 2 inches is going to negate Anthony Edwards' jumping ability. So this is going to be a tough matchup. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you got Julius Randle and Jared Vanderbilt. I don't know much about Jared Vanderbilt, but my expectations is that Julius Randle should dominate this matchup. And we're going to need him to tonight because there's a lot of matchups across the board that are going to be tough for the Knicks.
Definitely. I have Jared Vanderbilt on 2 of my fantasy teams. So at least I've been following him as far as the box score is concerned. He's 6'9". He rebounds very well, right? He's not much of a scorer. He'll block a shot here and there, but he's a very good rebounder. So I do expect Julius Randle to win this matchup. If Jared Vanderbilt has 10 points, Julius didn't do his job. He shouldn't even have 10 points. Now, rebounding wise, he is a very good rebounder, 9, 10, 11 rebounds a game. And he's an adequate defender as well. But Julius Randle, that I know, not the one we've been seeing, but that I know,
right,
can function on all 3 levels. Taking it to the hoop, in the post, the mid-range, the 3-point. If he's on like that, obviously he wins every matchup. But Julius Randle wins this matchup, hands down. I don't think it's close.
He's got to. I mean, Vanderbilt is 6'9", 214, right? Listen, he's the same weight as R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett is 6'6", 214.
Right.
Vanderbilt is 6'9", 214. Julius Randle is 6'8", 230 pounds or something like that. He's got to dominate this matchup inside. He's got to be aggressive. I don't want to say abusive, but abusive in the way that he's going to the basket. Randle 6'8", 250. I said 230. Right. 6'8", 250. He's got to dominate this matchup inside. Don't play around with him on the outside. Just take him to the cup. Vanderbilt shouldn't be able to do much with Julius Randle inside. Julius Randle's just got to do it. Not play around with this guy. Because we might need Julius Randle to go off for a big night tonight.
I think we do.
When you look at the matchups around the board, we might need him to go off for a big night. And then you got Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. I think most people know Karl Anthony Towns will likely win this matchup. The most Mitchell Robinson can do is make it tough for him, right?
Right.
I get concerned about it because Mitchell Robinson isn't good at defending guys who can shoot the ball on the perimeter. And we all know that Karl Anthony Towns can shoot the ball outside on the perimeter. What can Mitchell Robinson do with this matchup? What can he do to defend Karl Anthony Towns better?
Yeah. Well, he may not. I think you're right. I was going to say he may not be able to guard him out on the perimeter, but he's lost some weight. And remember, there was a time when he was okay on the perimeter. Right. Well, at least like in pick and rolls and being able to move his feet out there. So with him losing some weight, maybe that's the case. But this is the thing with Karl Anthony Towns. It's not just like Miles Turner, who's just going to shoot a 3, but not put the ball on the floor and go in. Karl Anthony Towns will drive as well, right? So I think Mitch has to be careful in that respect. I think Mitch, though, he's lost some weight, but he's still strong. And he's playing with a lot of force out there. So I think he actually can make it tough for him in the post. And rebounding wise, Sim, I know you've said this about Mitch in the past, but I think he's getting better. And that's rebounding in traffic.
Yeah.
These past few games, he's been rebounding better in traffic. So if he can do that and keep him off the boards, that's gonna make it tougher for him as well. And I think he probably be okay against him in the post. Cat is savvy though, so I can't see him getting, baiting him into some fouls, and what had not. I think Cat wins, but I think Mitchell Robinson can make it tough. And I think this is a game where Mitchell Robinson can make a statement. I mean, shout out to Josh. I mean, he always says that Mitchell Robinson plays well against, short centers or what have you. But, like these primetime matchups, not so much. I think this is an opportunity for Mitch to prove and show that he's changed all around, and now you can count on him even in these big matchups.
Yeah. Any chance, I think it's probably the chance, actually, in the fourth quarter that Julius Randle is guarding Karl Anthony Towns in lieu of Mitchell Robinson, as long as Julius Randle's not in foul trouble.
Yeah, definitely. He gives up some height, and I know people do complain about Julius' defense, but when he's in, his on-ball defense is good. He's top 5 at his position. So on the ball, if he's engaged, I think he can guard him. Though he does give up some height. That and Mitchell and Vanderbilt, yeah, I don't think Vanderbilt is gonna do anything special.
Yeah. Tough matchups all the way around. And even the bench. It's even going to be tough matchups with the bench, with Beasley coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at our bench, the Knicks bench right now, it's a little bit light without Derrick Rose, with Alec Burks in the starting lineup. You know, the Knicks bench is a little bit light. And the Minnesota Timberwolves bench with not Michael Beasley, but with Beasley coming off the bench,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it makes it really tough. I'm trying to look up some of the bench information right now. Just give me a second. But we're going to need, I think, quickly to step in and play some ball tonight. Obi, I know, you know, I don't exactly know what Obi did last night, but his numbers were decent. We're going to need Obi to play some ball. Listen, Malik Beasley had 16 points against the Golden State Warriors. You got Jalen Noel. He had 17 points against the Warriors. You got Nas Reed. Jaden McDaniels. I like Jaden McDaniels as a player.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I like Jaden McDaniels as a player. And he's a guy that can, you know, he can come in and get hot and knock it down from 3, take you off the dribble, you know, and give Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson, if Mitchell Robinson gets caught out there on them, some trouble. You know, they have a pretty strong bench, I think.
Right.
You know, and they're young, still young, athletic. I mean, yeah, I don't know how many times I can say it. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Knicks tonight.
Yeah. And remember, when those 3 guys was out in our last game, those guys played hard.
Yeah.
And in the game before we played them, they were down double digits at halftime against Boston and came back and I believe won that game. So those guys, when the 3 top players were out, they got time. You know, they got time to play games and get their feet wet. So they're not going to be intimidated at all. And now those guys go back to the bench.
Right.
You know, and our bench is kind of light. Quickly hasn't been playing that great. Who else we got back there? Obi,
Quentin Grimes.
I like Grimes has been playing. He's been playing okay.
Yeah, like Grimes, but you know he's a rookie, so
right.
You might get a night where he's off, or you know just not hitting. And it'd be nice for him to be on point tonight.
Right.
Now the thing with Obi, I will say, because their bench is a little younger, he could be in for a good night tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's playing against guys, you know, his age, or maybe he's even a little bit older than them. Maybe he's in for a good night tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll need it.
Yeah, we'll definitely need it. Ladies and gentlemen, you're checking out the Game Day pregame show. Please make sure you go to thegameday.com for all your up-to-date sports content and betting odds. Everyone from DraftKings to Caesars, you can get all of your betting odds right there, one place, so you can make the right decision, ladies and gentlemen. Check out thegameday.com. Looking at the season series so far, the Knicks lead the series 1-0. They played just a couple of weeks ago. The Knicks won the game 96-88. The Knicks shot 41.1% from the field. The Knicks shot 40% from 3 and 20. They had 20 assists. 54 rebounds for the Knicks, 15 turnovers, 5 steals, and 4 blocks. The Timberwolves shot 40% from the field, 18.4% from 3. I'm not expecting them to shoot that bad again. 22 assists on that night. They only had 45 rebounds, 10 turnovers, 6 steals, and 11 blocks from the Timberwolves. Excuse me. I don't expect any of these numbers to stay the same from the Timberwolves at all, Steph, because over the last 5 games, both teams are 3-2. But the Timberwolves are averaging 125.6 points per game over the last 5 games.
Wow.
That's a lot. 125.6. They're shooting 49.5% from the field. They're shooting 38% from the three-point line, grabbing 45.2 rebounds and averaging 31 assists. 31 assists.
Yeah,
their offensive rating is 120.8. Their defensive rating is 109.6. And they are at net plus 11.2. As for the Knicks, they're also 3-2 in the last 5 games. They're averaging 99.6 points per game, shooting 44% from the field, 39% from 3, grabbing 48 rebounds and averaging 21.2 assists. Their offensive rating is 108.7, and their defensive rating is 106.8. They're plus 1.9. Their net rating is plus 1.9.
Wow.
Over the last couple of weeks, the Knicks defense has been pretty good.
Right.
Do you think it's good enough right now to stop these guys from scoring the basketball the way that they are?
It is, if it is, and I think they're going to be motivated because of last night's game. So they're not going to come in sleeping. I think since Christmas, we're number 1 in defensive rating, number 1 or number 2 in opponent field goal percentage. So if the Knicks play that type of defense, they can. But this is the thing, Sam. They got 3 players that can light it up. So you can't even have a lapse. You can't have a lot of defensive laps. Sometimes you have a defensive lap, but the player is not good enough, so they miss. That may not be the case tonight if the Knicks have defensive lapses. But I think they can do it. But this team is coming in hot. 31.2 assists, 126 points a game?
Yeah, I mean, they're coming in red hot. Even though, I mean, they're 3-2 over the last 5, but they're coming in hot. As far as scoring the ball, at least.
Right.
So the Knicks going to have to be on point with their defensive rotations, covering that three-point line. They're going to have to be ready and be on point. They can't have any lapses against this team because, I mean, D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, those guys can light it up. And you still got Beasley that can light it up when he gets hot. You know, and they got some scorers over there. They're a young team to watch out for. And I would say this. If COVID didn't hit them, and obviously COVID hit a lot of people, COVID didn't hit them, they'd have a winning record out there in the West. They're 21 and 20.
Fifth?
They're 21 and
7th?
22. They're in the 9th seed right now.
9th, okay.
They're 21 and 22. If COVID doesn't hit them, they're probably in that 6th seed. Looking at who they got. So, we better be ready. We better be ready to rock and roll. Let me get to this caller here. Caller, you're live. What's popping with you?
Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's.
My man.
Before I go any further, I just want to shout out to the MBK family and tell you I love and appreciate all your encouraging words, your wishes and everything, towards me and my hardest time, with me and my moms. I just wanted to say from the love of my heart, thank you to the MBK. The second thing is, shout out to everybody rocking this orange and blue. Shout out to everybody in the chats, man. Big up, big up, big up. Hit them like butts. Big them up, big them up, big them up. But I ain't going to get too much into yesterday. Yesterday is yesterday. Today is today. The thing is, Spider-Man talk about No Way Home. Michael J is in the Fox. But guess what? He's the team wolf tonight. I need to go in there and knock his head off tonight. I ain't playing no games with the Minnesota tonight. You know what I'm saying? We owe you for handling. We need to handle our business against y'all, especially you, RJ. This dude been running off with his mouth, talking about we're gonna shut Julius down. We put the game in and live with the shot that you take. You know what I'm saying? You need to handle your business, RJ. I'm calling you out. You need to handle your business against this dude. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need to be prepared for this game. Last night was sluggish. Tonight, you know what I'm saying? It's a different game, different day, different attitude. You need to be up on the right side of the bed because yesterday you didn't get off on the left or the right side bed. In fact, you hopped over the footboard and came to the game. No energy, no effort, no nothing. And that goes out to Tom, too. I need you to be doing what you need to do. If the team ain't playing good, the coach, you got to be coaching good. You got to be coaching good. Both of those things got to offset one another if we not playing together good as a team, as a whole. I look for us to handle our business and get back on the W side, knock Minnesota head off, 3 straight games at the house, 4 in a row. We lost the first one. I need to finish up this streak right here at 3-1. So I just want to shout out everybody in the chat. Continue playing healthy and safe. And if anybody there, you know what I'm saying, your moms and them, make sure you spend much time as possible that you can with them each and every day. You know what I'm saying? Tell somebody how much you love and appreciate them in their life. You know what I'm saying? Every day in your life, no matter how many times it takes, continue on loving your families and supporting your loved ones. Salute, 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 3 capital S's.
No doubt, Jay Boogie. We appreciate you, man, and we got you and your family in our prayers. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. That was Jay Boogie, ladies and gentlemen. You can see in the chat right now, I got up and over and under for Alec Burks. He's our player to watch, the Thrive Fantasy player to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Does Alec Burks get over or under 17.5 points / assists tonight? Over or under 17.5 points or assists. Let me see. Alec Burks is averaging 11.7 points per game. He's averaging 2.6 assists. He's going to have to get over that, I think, for the Knicks to win. So I'm going over because I think he's going to have to tonight.
I put over as well.
Yeah, I think he has to. Ladies and gentlemen, go to thrivefantasy.com and use the code NBK, and you'll get a 100% deposit match up to $100. The link is in the description of the video. Again, use the code NBK. We talked about it, though, Steph. Alec Burks is really going to be key to this game because we have so many mismatches, I believe, against this team. You know what I mean? D'Angelo Russell, we're going to struggle in that matchup. Alec Burks is probably going to be guarding him. Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns. We're definitely going to need him to step up and at least, I think he has the ability, I agree with you, at least match D'Angelo Russell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's gonna have to. And I'm also wondering, will there come a time when they put him on Anthony Edwards to try to give RJ a break?
Yeah.
But Burks is not a luxury tonight.
No. Right.
We need him.
We need him. We need him. And Evan Fournier, too. He's going to have to get his numbers tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't know who Patrick Beverley will be guarding. It could be Alec Burks. It could be Alec Burks. It could be Evan Fournier. I think it's going to be whichever one of those two are hot. He'll start off on somebody, but eventually he'll probably switch on to whoever is hot. This way, D'Angelo Russell doesn't have to deal with that person and chance getting fouls and those type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we're also going to need Evan Fournier to step in and play some ball tonight. Now, we can't afford to have either one of those guys, Evan Fournier or Burks, get 5 points, 6 points.
No.
It can't happen. It can't happen.
No. And we need bench support as well. We need some bench support tonight.
Yeah. And our Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night, of course, is RJ Barrett and Anthony Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. RJ Barrett, over the last 5 games, he's been hooping. He's giving you 25 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, 3.2 assists. He's shooting 46.5% from the field. He's shooting 48.4% from 3 and 65% from the free throw line. Anthony Edwards, right on his season's average at 22 points per game. He's averaging 3.2 rebounds a game and 4.8 assists per game over the last 5 games. He's shooting 46.3% from the field and 48% from the three-point line. Both of these guys been tearing it up over the last 5 games. So I'm looking forward to this being a duel, or a big duel tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. And Anthony's going to take the challenge.
Yeah.
After what he said, I think it was last year, and RJ Barrett will too. So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And Anthony Edwards is shooting 100% from the free throw line over the last 5 games as well. So, this guy's playing really, really good basketball and stepping into his, stepping into his game really early in his career. It's his second year, right?
Yeah, second year.
Second year. Wow, it's putting up some good numbers. As we mentioned, Alec Burks is the player to watch for the night. His over-under is 17.5 points / assists. Some other guys to look at for tonight. For the Knicks, Julius Randle. Steph, what do you got? 29.5. Thrive Fantasy has him at 29.5 points and rebounds tonight. I mean,
that's
not 29 points and 29 rebounds, but combined.
Together. I'm gonna say over. But I've seen Julius put up some duds. But I'm gonna say over.
He gotta get over tonight. If Julius Randle doesn't do at least that tonight, we'll be in trouble. I mean, Randle's normally getting at least 10 rebounds. So now you're asking him to put up his 19 points.
Right.
And I mean, I think we need 25, 26 from him or more, maybe even 30 tonight. He's got to do it. RJ Barrett, over or under 6.5 rebounds and assists combined.
Yeah, over.
Yeah. That should be easy for him tonight.
Yeah,
especially with the ball in his hand much more. Karl Anthony Towns, over or under 23.5 points tonight?
Over.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably over too. He's averaging 24 on the season, so.
Right. So so basically, will he get his average tonight or not? I mean, the Knicks have been playing pretty good defense. Between Mitch and Randall, though, I'm gonna say under Sim. I'm gonna say
go under. Okay, I mean, listen, that's gonna be great if he goes under. We're gonna need him to go under. We need him to go under for sure. Anthony Edwards, over or under 6.5 rebounds total?
Just rebounds? I'm gonna say under.
It's just rebounds. Yeah.
What is he averaging? Like 5?
He's averaging like, over the last 5 games, he's averaging like 3.8 rebounds or something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say under.
Yeah, and then D'Angelo Russell. I mean, if anyone's not taking over on this, they're crazy. Over or under 5.5 assists tonight?
Over.
That's got to be an easy over. He's averaging 7 on the season.
Right.
I mean, I guess Thrive Fantasy's algorithm.
I'll play that. I'm gonna play these props today. They got a lot from this game.
Yeah, a lot from this game. Thrive Fantasy must think the Knicks defense is tough then.
Right.
I mean, if the over-under for D'Angelo Russell is 5.5 assists. They're pretty short. I mean, they actually got the Knicks keeping Karl Anthony Towns below his average at 23.5. So we'll see. We will see. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get in on the action, go to thrivefantasy.com and use the code NBK. Get in on the action right there. My keys to the game, Steph, I think number one, we got to match the Wolves' energy. They're young and hungry. They're going to come in with energy. Guys like Anthony Edwards, energy with D'Angelo Russell. I don't know, but Anthony Edwards definitely. And then you got some of those young guys coming off the bench. Beasley brings some energy to the game. Jaden McDaniels going to bring some energy to the game. I think we got to match their energy without a doubt, because we have a tendency to sometimes bring it, sometimes not bring it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we definitely got to match their energy. Rotate and communicate on defense. Their offense is playing really, really well. 125 points per game, 31 assists per game. It's playing really well. So we got to be on point defensively. If not, we can take a chance of getting blown out at home for a second night in a row. And that's not going to look good. That's going to be rough if that happens. Defend the three-point line. The last 5 games, this team is shooting 38% from the three-point line. right? So we got to defend that 3-point line. I know Tom Thibodeau likes to pack it in, to keep guys out the paint. But man, sometimes, I get it. It does seem like an old defense to me because of the way teams shoot the 3-point ball today. But I get it. You don't want guys, because if you let guys just, score at the rim, you're really going to be in trouble. You're still taking the chances. Teams, the best teams shoot 38% from the 3-point line. It's a good percentage, but at the rim, you talk about teams can shoot 78, 70, 80% at the rim if you're letting guys always get to the rim. So I get it, but we got to be able to rotate out to that 3-point line and not let them get hot. Because if they get hot from the 3-point line and they're shooting 50%, it's a wrap. It's going to be tough to score with them. It's going to be tough to score with them already.
Right.
Then we got to win the matchups we should win, meaning Julius Randle has to win his matchup. Whoever is being guarded by Patrick Beverley, statistically, you have to win your matchup, I think. And I know he's a scrappy, tough defender that's going to get under your skin, but you got to win it. And then the other matchups, we got to try to at least even it out. And then hope that our bench can come through with something. Then win the rebounding battle. I think we should have more rebounders. But they got two guys that can rebound too, Karl Anthony Towns and Vanderbilt. They can both rebound the ball. I do think RJ, I think, is a better rebounder than Anthony Edwards. Julius Randle, I believe, should out-rebound. He out-rebounds Karl Anthony Towns or Vanderbilt. And I think Mitch, with the way that he's playing, should be able to at least rebound with them or maybe even out-rebound those guys. Then you got some guys off the bench. Well, we're small off the bench. Taj Gibson can give us a couple of rebounds. I want us to win the rebounding battle tonight. Any keys for you, Steph, that you would really like to see?
Number one, if we don't match the energy, it's a wrap. So, that's something we have to do right off the rip, especially how we played yesterday. And I think the Knicks are embarrassed. I think they wanted to show better. So I'm not worried about the energy, but they definitely need it. And the rotation and communication on defense. This is a team, if you have lapses, they can take advantage of it, right? So all of them are appropriate. But that first one, coming out with energy, because if you're not coming out with energy, similar to the Charlotte game, the game is over.
Right.
It's just over.
That's it. That's just it. It's over.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we'll see what the Knicks do tonight. The Knicks are 22-22 on the season. The Timberwolves are 21-22. They're trying to get back to 500. The Knicks are trying to go back above 500. Right? The Knicks currently are in the 11th seed in the Eastern Conference. Yep, 11th seed in the Eastern Conference, a half game behind the Boston Celtics. They're 3.5 games above the Atlanta Hawks. But it's still not good enough. The Knicks got to try to string together some wins, and having this homestand, it's your time to do it. String together some wins. Try to get a couple of games above 500 before we hit a tough stretch. They have the chance to do it right now. The Timberwolves, they're in the 9th spot in the Western Conference at 21-22. If they win this game, they move all the way up to the 7th seed, tied for the 7th seed with the Los Angeles Lakers. And then they'll just be like one or two games behind the Denver Nuggets for that 6th seed. So, it's going to be a battle. It's funny how these games so early in the season already have playoff implications, but they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Definitely. Yeah. That's another reason for them to play hard, because I'm sure they're aware of that.
Right. Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Steph, any last things you want to add before we get out of here?
Go Knicks. Go Knicks. I mean, we still in the playoff race, and we need to win out this week, the next 3 games.
Yep, let's do it. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, 7:30, Knicks and Timberwolves take it on at Madison Square Garden. This has been the Game Day pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you go to thegameday.com. The link is in the description of this video, where you can get all of your up-to-date sports content and betting odds from Caesars or even DraftKings. And guess what? If you choose to use DraftKings, there's a link in the description of this video as well. Connected with NBK, where you can get some discounts on DraftKings. You can also go to thrivefantasy.com and get a huge match up to $100, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you go check them all out as soon as this video is over. Well, I'm out of here. I'll catch you about 10:15 for the post-game show. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.